I think you misunderstood what I was saying and took it as a personal criticism when I wasn't saying it as personal criticism. I was saying that what you're saying, I agree with the majority of what you're saying, and I think it would come across better, and that this is a disconnect between men and women, even on the same side of the political aisle, or people who probably share the majority of how they think society should be run, things like that. I really do think that. I think that this is a broken messaging, and I would wish that more people would listen to this message, and I think you don't realize, listening to it, as somebody who does agree, that it doesn't seem like it's coming from a place of we should protect women as a society, and their best thing that they, like, not their only thing, but women are mothers, that's their role in society, they're the matriarchs of society, and therefore we should protect them. We shouldn't force them to work. We shouldn't have to have them working 9 to 5s and being corporate slaves to their bosses who don't care about them. And I think the difference is coming from a place of genuinely loving women and understanding their importance to the world and to traditional relationships and traditional values and Christianity and everything alike. It seems sometimes that the disconnect in the messaging is that it's just coming from a place of like, you're a woman, you have a duty to do this, when rather, why do we have that duty?
Okay, hold on before she even keeps going. I just wanted your take. I'm not going to challenge it yet, but I want your take. Do you think that men and women have a duty in society?
That's a great question. I guess in terms of traditional gender roles and how it's always been, I guess, I don't know. I try to be a progressive thinker today, and like I'm cool with the idea of like, I don't know, dad's being a stay-at-home dad, you know what I mean? And like, I know that sounds interesting, but like I would prefer, me personally, I like the idea of being able to take care of myself, but it's also, and I've also had lots of male, you know, boyfriends and stuff like that say, oh, I'm going to take care of you. Tell my grandfather, you'll never have to worry about her ever again. Like, she's going to be taken care of, and then it be full of shit. You know what I mean? So it's nice to know that I can depend on myself, but it's also, I'm not mad at the idea of, like, my man being able to take care of me and the family. You know what I mean? I'm not opposed to traditional gender roles, but I'm not mad at, I don't know, things progressing and changing.
Where do you want it to be at? I think that's a better question. Me personally,
moving forward with my life and like the person that I'm with right now, my views have changed over the years, but currently, like, I'm down with, like, I don't know.
Do you want 50-50? Do you want 100% he's taking care of all the bills and you staying at home? What exactly do you see?
The person that I'm with right now, he is absolutely willing to take care of it all. He's like always like, oh, I'll give you my whole paycheck. Like, love you.
I get that, but I'm talking about you personally.
But me personally, I like to work. I cannot sit around all day and do nothing. I mean, I like sitting around making TikToks and stuff like that, but like, I like to work. I like to be productive. I like to make sure when I get up, I do something with my day. I come home, I like to have my own money, you know what I mean? So I'm not mad at it.
That's why you put a baby in her, okay? Put a baby in her. Oh, no, keep going.
Hey, shoot, it works.
I gotta go for clips. Go ahead.
It works, but listen, like, honestly, I'm not mad at sitting at home, being a mom, taking care of the kids. That was how I viewed life and what I wanted when I first started out in life, and when I get married and be the traditional.
But hold on, let me go back to what you said earlier.
Yeah.
You are 100% sure, or you think you're capable of being the person that provides. You said
I know I am. I have been before. I've been married before.
No. I want to be clear. My question. Hear my question very clearly.
Let me be clear.
Let me be clear. You are okay with the guy staying at home being the stay-at-home dad?
I'm okay with that, but that's not what I want for me. That's not what I want.
Then you're not okay with it.
I'm not opposed to somebody else living their life like that.
I'm talking about you.
Okay, so there's a difference between being okay with it and personally wanting that in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no. There's no difference, Savannah.
Yes, there is. I'm not against it. So just because I personally don't want it, I'm against everybody else doing it.
Am I in a Twilight Zone? No. So if I say, hey, I want
the highway.
If I say, hey, I'm okay with blank, that means I'm okay with it in my life. Normally when people say that,
that's not what that always means. Hey, I'm okay with smoking if you smoke cigarettes. I'm okay with people smoking cigarettes, but that doesn't mean I'm okay with me smoking cigarettes. For example, there's Twilight Zone for you. I understand.
No, you made the okay very specific to the other person. Hold on. If you said I'm okay with smoking, that would imply that you yourself smokes. Now if you say okay,
I quit. 5 years.
Oh my God. If you said, hey, I'm okay with you smoking, that's very specific. You gave me a specific rebuttal we wasn't talking about that. We're talking about specific dynamics. So you said specifically, I'm okay with a stay-at-home dad.
Yeah.
That would imply that you yourself would be okay with a stay-at-home dad.
So in terms of how you're saying it, I keep doing that. In terms of if I am okay with having a male be the stay-at-home dad.
Yeah.
And that meaning I'm okay with it in my life. I guess then no. I would prefer my man.
Okay.
I don't know. I've
Some honesty. Let's go.
I've had the man who stays at home before and me be the one out working. That's not really fun because then I feel like I'm his mama. You know what I mean? I don't mind 50-50. That's what I want. That's what I want.
You want 50-50?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. But I'm guessing you're not opposed to being the one staying at home, raising the kids.
No, but I would prefer working.
But how do you quantify working?
Getting up, going to a job Monday through Friday, maybe 9 to 5.
So raising kids is not a job?
I mean, definitely. I'm not saying that that's a full-time job. That's a whole full-time job.
Cleaning the house is not a job?
That's what I do right now. I clean houses for a living and I make money doing that part-time.
So
I'm not saying that a homemaker is not a job. I didn't say that. I'm just saying before child is here, I'm okay with working. Mm-hmm. When the child comes, because my man, we were doing 50-50. Being in a partnership, I feel like when I can't give my 50, if I can only give 30.
Oh, we're going to have a good conversation.
Ooh, listen, I'm telling you.
A relationship is not a partner. Well, hold on. I'm going to save it for Andrew.
What kind of relationships have you been in?
Hold on. I'm going to let Andrew speak. Let's let him cook, and then we'll get back to our discussion. All right?
Dang, first of all, the Mavs. Okay, go.
Not why do you have that duty aside from the religion, but like, where does it actually come from? Why do you truly believe that women should be protected or things like that? I just think messaging-wise, and this wasn't a personal attack, I think more people would listen and they should listen.
Tone policing.
It just doesn't seem so much like it's coming off right now from a place of like, women should be protected in sports, in the workforce, in homes, and everything alike. And that's all I was saying. I wasn't trying to personally attack you, and if you really think I'm a feminist, then that's very hysterical and you have a horrible character judgment.
Great. So can I respond now?
Go ahead, Andrew.
To all that prattle? So let me just respond and say, I think it's hilarious that you say, oh, I heart patriarchy. And the second you're in a conversation with a man, the first thing you do is go, how dare you speak over me? Oh, I'm a proud and strong woman. Look at how great I am. You haven't spoken about duty at all. Yes, absolutely, you're a covert feminist. The idea here of what you're talking about is just pure tone policing. It's pure tone policing. I love your messaging, Andrew. I think you're totally right. Everything you're saying is completely correct. But if you used a different tone and kissed women's asses and packaged it in such a way that they thought you were kissing their ass, they might be more responsive to it. That's in opposition to what I want in society. What that does is it curtails truth. What that does is it makes it so that you can't actually deliver a message in its proper context, its proper form, because somebody might take offense. That is the opposite of what conservatives should be doing. And it is the opposite when you see conservatives doing that you see work. Case in point, Donald J. Trump. Donald Trump wasn't sugarcoating anything. He called women ugly dogs. He called women fat. He called them obnoxious. He called them all sorts of things. And he's the president of the United States right now. And women, in lieu, actually voted for him this time around. So the thing is, it's like all this PC, politically correct, woke fucking nonsense of, Andrew, you must correct your tone. Because when I attack you, I do it in a passive-aggressive way. And when you talk to me directly. I think it's bullshit. It's nonsense.
I think you just take everything I say.
Okay, real quick, and then we're going to get right back into the video. What are your thoughts about tone policing?
What do you mean exactly?
So, the idea about it's more about how you say it versus what you say.
So like being controlling of like, oh, you can't. Okay, so basically what he was like, okay, yeah. So that's the first time I've heard that terminology, but I get what the phrasing. Okay, I don't know. I don't feel like anybody's, unless it's like directly offensive and somebody's really, really being disrespectful. I feel like nobody's like, I can't tell you how to like speak like.
But hold on, how do you be disrespectful with your tone?
Raising your voice, sarcastic tone, like smart-ass tone, mean, aggressive, hostile tone. Like, there's a way, like, I don't care what you're saying to somebody. If you are intelligent enough, you're capable of communicating your point in a way that you don't have to use emotion that drives the boat. Like, you can get your point across without being a geek.
Do you think what you say, do you think how you say is more important than what you say?
I think that they are both important, but I feel like that's a great question, actually. I've never been asked a better question in my life. Honestly, let's have a moment of silence for that really good question. I know that was a good question, though. I don't know. I think, like I said, they're both, I think, really equally important.
Which one more?
I feel like the core subject of what you're trying to express is most important because that's, like, me telling you something.
No. Out of the two examples that I just gave you, what you say? Okay, got
not the tone. The other one.
Okay, so what you say is more important than how you say it.
Tone's important, but if I had to pick, they're both important. If I had to pick, though, probably be what the hell you're trying to get across.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
And then my follow-up question, and we get right back into the video, is have you ever... Because you're a woman, so I got to frame this correctly.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know this.
I didn't either.
This is news to me.
So, have you ever... was a point in your life you was like, it's how you say it versus what you say. Like, they was maybe saying something important. Maybe you had arguments or something. You was like, blah, 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 blah. And it was like a tone policing type of thing versus what you was talking about.
You could have got that point across without being so, you know what I mean, without talking to me like that type of thing. Mm-hmm. Oh, definitely I've experienced that thing. But them people ain't in my life no more. Mm-hmm.
All right, let's get
That's when you cut people off.